What is up, family? Jimmy back with yet another video for our BPO course videos. All right, so let's get started, guys. This very next one we're going to go over how to draw support and resistance. Okay, so when I am drawing my support and resistance, I am only going to draw it on the 1 day and the 4 hour. Okay, I'm actually going to show you guys exactly how I go ahead and do it. Now, I'm not saying I always am going to draw up both, but a majority of the time I will. But if I'm just jumping in on a 4 hour chart, I'm not necessarily always going to draw the daily. And if I'm jumping on the daily, I'm not always necessarily going to draw it up on the 4 hour. It's just how you trade, more intraday or swing. You see what I'm saying? So for the time being, I'm just going to hide our EMA and our MA to make it a little bit easier for us. Okay, and when I'm doing mine personally, as you guys know, I use the black and white candles. I like purple and green as the colors. So what I like to do is I like to split them up by color so I know what's what. Okay, so when I'm drawing my daily, I like to have green because it's my money maker, right? My 4 hour, I'll make purple. It's whatever color you guys want to do. Okay, and for video purposes, I will go ahead and put this up here. Go ahead, put that up here. Actually, yeah, let's just make it bold. And then black. Okay. So go ahead and move him over here. So as you guys can see, boom, okay, Jim's stuff, his lines, the 1 day is green support and resistance, and the 4 hour will be purple. Okay, so when I go ahead and do this, guys, I actually like to look at the line chart first. Okay, you don't have to, but it shows you where price goes through a bunch of times, right? You can easily see this. Now when you're marking this up, mark it up to the relative zones. Okay, this is live. This is December 4th, 2019. Okay, I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna be marking up things way from back here, or even way back here, or even way back here, or back here. Okay, because we're not there yet. I'm gonna mark up what's relative to price currently. Okay, so I'd come on here, grab my 1 day because we're on the 1 day chart. Right, and I'll start marking where price goes through multiple times. And these are just, I mean, everybody's is going to be somewhat differently, guys, okay? I personally, right, I like to see a lot of touches. So I'll mark up a few, even here. Okay, so I'm looking for a lot of touches when I'm marking these up and a lot of market indecision. So when it came up and touched it, boom. When it came up and touched it, boom, right? Touched, boom. Test, touched, boom. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of market indecision in these areas. Okay. If you do a good markup too, guys, you can keep it for a very, very long time. Okay. And then when you go ahead and switch to the 4 hour, I mean, things do change a little bit, right? You can go ahead, you can switch to your purple, right? And then you can go ahead and just start marking up here on the 4 hour, right? And I'm not gonna do all of these, but you see what I'm doing. You get what I'm doing. A lot of touches, right? Markup where price is relevant. And then from my 4-hour, on my actual 4-hour supply and resistance, I'll go back to my candle chart and I'll tweak it. Like I'll just tweak it to where just a little bit, and you see how it's over here. I'll still keep it right up in this area, but I'll make it touch as many wicks as possible, right? Tweak it just ever so slightly to make it touch all the wicks as possible. And what this does for me, personally, I would say this does for me is it allows me to be even more accurate with my entries. And the only reason I actually moved this down is because of manipulation wick. Actually kind of lines up with these wicks. So I would like to move that down. Okay, and that's what we do, guys. And I mean, this is even on the 4-hour. If you go to the 1-hour, you can tweak it, even that much further. So let's scroll out and show you guys. Right. Right. As you can see, there's even more wicks forming here on the 1-hour. We could make this even more precise by doing something like that. Okay. And if you guys pull back to the 4-hour, you can see where we moved it ever so slightly, but on the 1-hour time frame, we are actually going through a lot more wicks, and it will be ever more accurate on entries. Okay, so super easy, but realize with support and resistance, the higher time frame that you are on, so our green ones, okay, if you're getting in one of those areas, right, you're getting close. Let's go back to our daily view. Okay, you guys see here, and actually, I don't know if y'all know this, but I was calling a Euro USD sale last week. I said, hey, I see a possible M forming. It's gonna dump. It's gonna dump. It's gonna dump, right? Because it was right at this daily resistance. Okay, support is the floor, resistance is the ceiling. We're right in the middle. We go from the floor up to the ceiling, touch the ceiling, boom, instant drop off is what happened. Okay, so the higher time frame support and resistance that you get to, the stronger that move is going to become, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's just say that this was a 4-hour, right? As you can see, I mean, the 4-hour would probably be right here. I mean, you're gonna get a little bit less, but since it was the daily and it was that big time frame, I mean, the market's been open. It's been open all day, but that's a good little move right there. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's nothing crazy, but right there, I think that's like 40 or 50 pips. Go to our price tool. Let's find out exactly. Yeah, it's right around 50 pip move. We could have caught, right? So realize that the higher time frame that you go up, the stronger that these moves are going to become. Okay. And yes, I did just erase those. Let's go back here. And since this move right here was such a strong daily resistance, as soon as you can see, as soon as it came up and touched, it plowed right back down. Okay, the higher the time frame that you go up on these things, the stronger they become. And that's why I always like to color coordinate. Okay, do it however you have to do it. Make the daily be red to show the strength is very powerful. Make the 4-hour yellow, for medium or orange, and then make the 1-hour, if you want to go ahead and tweak with 1 hours, you can make it green or whatever you decide to do, right? So, but just realize that the higher time frames that you do go, if it does reach those zones, the stronger of a move that it actually will become, okay? You're more likely to see a reversal and or a rejection from that zone, okay? So that is it for support and resistance and how I go ahead and draw them, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys and gals in the next video.